Power BI desktop. Let me know when it's open.
So do we need to connect to Salesforce?
No, sales, not Salesforce. We have to connect to sample superstore data.
Oh, sorry, samples. Yeah.
Let me know when you are able, once you are able to connect to the database.
Sure.
The step would be you can just select Excel from here and then find the file on your system. Given till this dialog box.
Yes.
So you just need to select that. So if we need to do any changes in this table, you can go to transform data, but for the time being we don't need to do any change. So you can just click on load. I have already loaded this file, so I'm not loading it again. But you can just click on load and it will come in the field column. Here you will have that file. I'm just closing this Tableau desktop. So once you have this file, let me know.
Yep, I'm still there.
So first visualization here is this pie chart that is sales by segment. So to create that, what we'll do, we'll go to this visualization option. So we have multiple default visualization in our Power BI tool. So you can just select the pie chart. It came here. You can just drag and drop wherever you want. Just resize as per your requirement. And so we need segment and sales. So our legend would be segment. So just click on the segment field and drag it to the legend column. So now we have these three segments here. Now we want sales, so you just go to sales field and drag it to values column. So by this you will get this visualization. So everyone have created this one?
Yes.
So the next thing is you can see that it's showing 0 million. So we would like to format this data. So what we can do, just click on this brush icon. So you can go here, and if you want to change the data color, so if you want to change the color of the any of the segment, you can change it from here. Right now, what we'll do, which will change the details. In details, what we'll do, we'll make sure that percentage the percentage has 0 decimal and the value have 1 decimal. Now we have some so now it's showing it's 0.4 million, 19%. And if you want to make it dark, you can just change the color. So let's take a color as black, and we can increase the size to 11 or 12. So this visualization is almost ready. So so you can see by default give a title to every graph. So this is the by default title based on the field you have chosen. If you want to change the title, you can go to this title bar and you can change the title. So as of now we are okay with this title, so we are not going to change it. So this is our first graph. Similarly, now we have to create the second graph, that is sales by category, and this is a clustered bar chart. So what we'll do, we'll again go to the visualization. We'll take the stack bar chart. You can just place it for time in, and then we can reorder it. So first we'll take category. So here you can see the axis is category, and we have sales, and we have segmented by segments. So what we'll do, we'll click on this graph, we'll choose category in the axis, we'll choose sales in the value, and we'll choose segment in the legend. So now this has been divided. Now if you want the numbers as well, so you can just go to brush icon and click on data label. So once you click on data label to on, it will start showing the values. So right now, okay, we need to change this title. So what we'll do, we'll go to title, we'll say sales by category, and we'll remove the remaining part. now this title is done with these two.
Yes,
Yes, swap.
Now the third one would be that last line graph with that is based on sales and profit for order date. So we'll use this line chart. And for access, we'll use the order date. So once you pull order date, it's in the hierarchy format. So if you want that exact date to be in the axis, you can just click on this down arrow and use order date. So it will give you the exact dates. But if you want hierarchy, like I just want month and year. So what I will do, I will just remove the quarter and day. Let me just pull sales in the value. You can see how. So right now it's just showing me the years. Okay, so if I click on this two-way arrow, so what it will do, it will show me both month and year. So this is the kind of visualization I want for sales. Similarly for profit, there's two way of dragging profit. So if I drag profit to the secondary value, so what it will do, it will give you so this left hand axis is for sales and the right hand axis is for profit. So it will give you dual axis for both the lines. But if you want both of them in the same axis, so what you'll do, you instead of dragging the secondary values, you can just drag it below sales. So now you have the common axis for both of them. So based on the requirement, you can if you want a dual axis, you can take a dual axis, or if you want a common axis, you can take common axis. So and you can just change the order. Oh, sorry, we can change the title from here. So sales and profit by time period. Title is done. So we can rearrange them using the other tools. So like if you click on both of them and go to format and go to align. So let's say we want to align them in terms of align middle, and if you want equidistant. So right now with the middle this is done and this is also aligned. So now if we want to give a header, so for that what we'll do, we go to insert option, select text box. You can just drag this text box to the top, resize it, and just type sales. Give it a size. Now the last thing left is a slicer based on the order date. So we need to just add this slicer. So for that what we'll do, you click on the slicer option in this visualization. So the slicer option is here. Just click on this slicer, just drag it to the right hand side and bring order date to this slicer. Now it's here. So as you can see, this order date is very small. If I screen size, the order date is increasing, but I want to keep the size of my slicer something like this, and I want to make it big. So what we'll do is we'll go to this and we'll just off the slicer header, and in the title we'll just give the title for this order date. And just if you want to increase the size, you can just increase the size to 15. And we can close this. So right now this is ready. As you can see, if you click on any of the thing, it's working. And one more thing, so Power BI has a by default functionality. If all the visualization are on the same page and they are coming from the same object. So for Power BI, this is the one object. So what you will do, if you click on, let's say if I click on this home offices, so it will filter the complete chart, all the other charts on this page based on sales segment, home offices. Similarly, if I just click on this Jan 2017, So you can see it's filtered the above chart. So based on it's showing the data that was in Jan 2017, the data which came from. So there's always other way around. So if you want to let's say stop this filtration, that you want that this chart can filter all the chart but not the line chart. So what you'll do, you click on this line chart, you go to format, and here we have edit interaction. So if you just click on it, so you can see there's an icon. So if you just click on this cross icon, none icon, and none icon here as well. Okay, now we are done. So now if you click on anywhere, it won't affect these two.
I think this is similar to the dashboard actions in Tableau, right?
Yeah. In that on Tableau, you have to specify the dashboard action. Here you don't need to specify it.
All right.
Just a second. Okay. So for this, we'll just click on this cross. Okay. And we are done with the edit. We just resize this chart. And now if you click on it, it won't affect other chart. But if you click on in here, it will affect the other charts. So this was a simple dashboard that we can create in Power BI, and we don't need to like in Tableau we need to create separate chart and then pull into dashboard. So in here you can just pull it in the single tab. So once we are here, we can add some more thing as well. So let's say on the click basis, I want this chart to be based on sales or to be based on profit. So in Tableau we used to do by measure, but here if we do by measure, it's a complicated task because we don't have any direct measure in Power BI. So what we can do, we can just create our own measure. So for that, what we'll do is we'll go to enter data. So we can say selection. Let's say we give it the name as sales, and second will get by profit. Okay, and we just name this as selection. So right now what we are doing, we are creating our own table, custom table. Okay, and if I just click on load, okay, now see we have our selection table, and if you want to see any of the table, you can just click on this data icon, and it will. This is our first order table, and this is our selection table. Okay, so everyone has created the selection table.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just create another slicer. One thing you need to note, like if you have clicked on this and now you are selecting any other visualization, so what it will do, it will change this visualization. So if you want to insert a new visualization, make sure you have unclicked the existing one. So like if I click this and I just by mistake click on the slicer, it will change it to slicer. So now I want a new slicer, so we just click on the slicer. We'll just put our selection field in the here, and instead of giving a X, what we'll do, okay, we'll go into the setting, we'll go to general, and instead of orient vertical, we can just select horizontal. So now we have these two buttons. Okay, and we'll make selection control. Okay, we'll just selection control single select. So you can't select both profit and sales, but you have to select any one of it. Go to general. So either you can select profit or either you can select sales. So now based on the selection, we want these two graphs to change. So for what we can do, now we'll create a custom measure. Okay, so we'll just there's the option of new measure. If you click on this, say we can just give it a name, a total for the time being. And now we'll do a DAX programming for it. So what we want is, there's a function called selected value. So what it does it when whatever you select in the page, it will capture that value. So what we want to do, we want to capture the selection value. So let's put a if condition. If the selection value is equal to profit. So what we'll do, we'll take sum of profit. Else we'll take a sum of sales. Okay. So just click enter. So now this selection is ready. So let me show you what this total will do. Okay, for the time being, I can just use the name card, and we'll just put this total in here. So right now it's 2 million. If I click on profit, this value got changed. So we'll use this total in the other two graphs. So in here where we have pulled sales, instead of sales, we'll pull total. Similarly, for instead of sales here, we'll put total here. Okay, now the value is based on profit. If you click on sales, it will be based on sales.
Can you just show that formula to us?
Yeah, sure.
Selected value. Just a second.
So what we are doing is, we are saying selected value selection. So the selection slicer that we created, we are checking what is the value in that. If the value is profit, you can we'll just take the sum of profit. If the value is not profit, we are taking sales.
Swap, how to go to next line? For example, here I type total equal to, and if I enter also, I'm not unable to go to the
Shift
second
enter.
line. Oh, shift enter. Okay.
And if you want to add any comments in that, so what you will do, you can just click a double slash. And this is the commented line.
So once we're done, we just need to close this dialog box, or
You can just click enter. It will show working on it type of thing.
Mhm.
Once it closes, so basically it's done, and you can just click on this cross icon.
Okay. Okay. By the way, what is this card swap? The selection card, profit or sales?
This is a slicer, so you just click on slicer.
Okay.
And you go in here, format. In general, you can just select whether you want your orientation as horizontal or vertical. If I choose vertical, it will come like this. And to make it more better, I can just what I can do is slicer header, and here I can just insert list. We can have a drop down, or if you want it in a way like a button, you can just click on here, journal, and selection. You have to just remove it from drop down. You have to make it list,
Okay.
and then you can change the orientation. You will go to journal and change the orientation to horizontal. So it depends on you how you want to represent it. If you want to represent, you can represent this way. So these are the two buttons. One more thing is in here is a selection control. So if I don't do single select, so what it will do? So right now it haven't selected and we haven't selected anything. So it's by default showing by sales.
All right.
Okay. So now if we want to make sure that user select any one of things, so because he don't know whether we have selected sales or whether we have selected profit. So what we can do a selection control to make it single select is compulsion. So now he have to select anything.
Okay.
It can't be he can deselect it, because if you don't give this option, there's an eraser icon at the top.
Mhm.
It works as a clear selection, so you can clear the selection which you have selected and it's gone. So mostly in the scenarios where you want user to click at least one of the thing, we make single selection as all.
Okay. So by the way, what is that alert it's saying near items and selectors?
Yeah, so okay, this is a responsive. So if I just increase the size of it, the selection, if you see at the top, is increasing. So its alert is just saying that our selection is too small, the header.
Okay.
So this alert comes because these are all these fields are responsive field. So the size is too small, so they are not. So let me show you. So what we are saying, the text size is 12, but it is not able to show it as a 12 size. So it's just giving us a warning.
Okay.
Similarly for items, the size is 10, but because of the overall size of the slicer, it's not able to represent in the 10 size. Okay, so this was one thing. Now, okay, we have one issue. So you can see this total, even though we have clicked on the profit, but it's showing total by sales and sales by category. So we can have a custom. So we can go to the title in here again, and you can see there's a FX option. So if you just click on this FX, the dialog box will appear based on the value. Okay, profit and sales. Okay, so for that, what we'll do is we'll go to in here. Okay, so there we have our table. Everyone on this page?
Yes.
Okay, what we need to do is just we'll come here and we'll select. By default, it will show the order table. You can just click on the selection table, and it will come bring you to selection table.
Okay. Yep.
So previously we created a calculated measure. Now we'll create a calculated column. So just click on the new column. All right. Okay. So now it's asking what you want in a new column. So we can say we can give it a title. Title for bar charts equal to. We'll put a if condition if selection equal to sales. So here we don't need to use a function of selected values because we are directly working on the data. But when you are creating a measure, you can't directly capture the value of the table. So if you create any calculated column, it works on row by row basis. But if you create a measure, it works on the aggregate function. Okay, so we can say if it is sales, what we'll do, we can just concatenate that selection and by segments. Or we don't need this if condition, we can just put it like this. Title for bar chart is selection by segment. So if you just click on enter, so you can see sales by segment and profit by segment. Everyone till here?
Yes.
Okay. So what we'll do, we'll come back to our dashboard. We'll go to this bar chart and we'll go to title and just click on this FX icon. Everyone till this page, this side, sorry, dialog box.
Right.
Okay. So here, what we'll do, format the field value based on, based on what we'll do, we'll select this title for bar chart. Okay. Summarization is first or last. In this case, it doesn't matter. So, and we click OK. Okay. So once we are done, so if I click on sales, so it's giving sales by segment. Once I click on segment profit, it will give me profit by segment. So even our title is custom based on our selection. So we can do the same thing for this chart. You wanna try this on your own?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go to this and just click on new column. Everyone done till there?
I'm done, sir.
Okay, so first we'll create this column and then we'll go to this visualization. Click on this and go to the title and then click on this FX icon. So it's again asking on which field it should be measured, so we can just do bar chart and we click OK. So now both of them are custom made. Any doubt?
Swap, while importing data, by default, if we are not getting summation for some of the metrics like sales or maybe profit, like how we are supposed to get?
Okay, so if that's the issue, maybe because the Power BI is not able to get that is a numeric field. So like for discount, take example. If it's not showing as, just click on that discount and see the data type. If the data type is text, make it as a decimal or a whole number.
Okay.
Then it will get summation icon.
Okay.
That's all for today.